Thank you for staying with us here for First Alert Weather Extra. Lauren, I don't know about you, but last night it sounded like it just did not stop thundering.
Oh yeah, it was pretty noisy last night, right?
All around the area, and we actually had more storms today.
We did, and not only storms, those storms came with some flooding. We even have some crazy video of hail that fell. Yeah,
we had flooding, large hail. Now we're actually tracking snow across parts of the region. We're going to show you that. Let's talk about the next big thing, what's going on out there right now. The winds have shifted around to the west direction, and now we have showers that are still out there, and this system is going to squeeze every bit of moisture that's left over out of the atmosphere. So we're going to have sprinkles, a little bit of drizzle and mist as this moves on through tonight. Temperature-wise, right now we're down to 53 at Birmingham, Anniston at 53 degrees. Right now we're down to 45 at Hamilton. So it is a cold, chilly, windy evening. It's going to be very dreary out there tonight. And you can see a little bit of this rain I was mentioning still showing up down into Shelby County, parts of Chilton County, Centerville area. That's moving on to the east direction, Tuscaloosa south there around Mountville. We're seeing a little bit of rain, Duncanville areas, and it looks like a little shower around Hoover. This is just enough to keep those roadways slippery out there tonight, so just be extra careful and certainly factor in some extra drive time. You can see some of these light sprinkles and showers also showing up around the Hamilton area, but you go further north and this is where we're finding some of that wintry precipitation there around the Memphis area, but the wind speeds have been quite gusty and it's going to stay breezy tonight as we have what's going on here is a trailing cold core upper level low pressure system here that's rotating through across the region, and it's still going to generate some sprinkles and showers through tonight, at least this evening before midnight as this moves on by. But notice that we're seeing a transition going from rain over to snow around the Memphis area. Looks like it's really coming down there. Typically with something like this, you see more of a wet, slushy sort of snow that sets up. And I noticed some winter weather advisories going up across northern Tennessee, but you can see that's dropping now into North Mississippi. We'll have to keep a watch on this. Might drift in across North Alabama here later on as that moves on to the east. But with time, we do expect this system to pull out of here. As you can see, that's mainly going to stay north of us. So snow fans, can't promise we're going to see much out of this particular system as far as snow for tonight, but we'll keep an eye on it as it passes by here on Weather Extra. You can see that's going to be heading into the mid-Atlantic region, and what a system. I mean, we picked up over 4 inches of rain in some areas, so we're dealing with river flooding, and coming up here on Weather Extra, we're going to talk more about those impacts and areas where we've been dealing with river flooding here across west, central, and east Alabama. And also one of those areas around Highway 119, homeowners along 119 continue to deal with some flooding issues in that area. That's near Briarwood Christian Academy. Our Ajane joins us now with Ajane Robinson joins us after speaking with folks there, homeowners in that area. Ajane, what are you hearing?
Well, Wes, a few weeks ago, I spoke with Garland Ernest about the flooding issue near her home. Now, today I spoke with her again, and she tells me that the situation, it's gotten worse.
Homeowners don't deserve to have their yards flooded. Where's the water coming from?
Now, this is what Ernest's front yard looked like early Monday morning, completely covered with water.
When it floods, it becomes such a problem that we can't leave the house. We can't get to school, can't get to work. If there was a medical emergency, couldn't get out.
This is now the 4th time her yard has looked like a pond after a heavy downpour.
We think that it got up to 26 inches in the yard itself. It did go above the second rail of our fence.
Ernest says it's a huge safety issue and something needs to be done.
It's not safe at all. People can't get to work, and they've got it down to a 1-lane still from 5 o'clock this morning. The police were out here. We asked them why they were out here. And I mean, for the obvious, they were trying to protect the public.
Today, as I drove to Ernest's home, AlDOT crews and personnel were out clearing the water and debris along 119.
They need to fix it. And the damage that's been done to these homeowners' properties over the year because of lack of doing anything about it, that needs to be addressed.
Now, I reached out to AlDOT for a comment on the issue, but I still haven't heard anything back yet. We'll, of course, continue to keep you updated as we learn more from them. For now, reporting live from Shelby County, Ajane Robinson, WBRC, Fox 6 News, on your side.
Well, you probably woke up to swollen creeks, and of course we got the rising river levels all across the area because of all that rain. Not only yesterday, we had heavy rain Saturday night into Sunday morning. This particular creek is off of Kirkwood Drive in Northport. You can see the fast moving current there after so much rain, and just be careful out there. There's going to be a lot of these areas over the next couple days. All that rain's got to go somewhere, and this also comes as there are now river flood warnings across our area for areas really along the Tombigbee River Basin, the Warrior River Basin. You can see there the Cahaba River at Centerville, now at 21 feet, expecting a forecast we'll go through those graphics here coming up, but you can see there on the screen as we kind of click through those showing the latest stages. There's the Tombigbee River at Gainesville, flood stage is 101 feet, and there's Centerville again, forecast at 24.8 feet early Wednesday morning, which is just above flood state. And the rain also causing flooding in Bessemer in the Meadow Lane community. Crews from Jefferson County have been trying to get the water levels down since this morning. Our Jillian Brooks spoke with homeowners in the area earlier today.
This is the kind of flooding homeowners see with heavy rainfall. And for those who live at the end of the street, this is the only way they can get out. With it continuing to rain, they're worried it's only going to get worse. Crews from Jefferson County have been out here trying to get the water levels down. One homeowner says anytime they see heavy rainfall for more than an hour, they can expect to see this flooding. Many have started parking their vehicles on the corner past the street so they're not stuck following the rain. One homeowner tells me they have reached out about the issue and have been told it would be fixed. However, they have not seen any permanent solutions. Many who live past the first few houses on Meadow Lake Trail are unable to drive through the puddle, making it impossible to get to work.
We've been given some instructions in terms of ETAs on this being fixed. They've sent people out before and they said that they have completed it, but it has not been completed, as you can see here. And the flooding again just continuously piles up in this area, making it impassable for a lot of the homeowners on the street.
And that is very frustrating. I work hard and I have bills I need to be able to pay, but being stuck repeatedly for rain, something that I feel like we pay our taxes, this is very unacceptable.
Now, I did reach out to the county for more information about fixing this problem, and I'm waiting to hear back. We will update you on air and online. Reporting in Jefferson County, I'm Jillian Brooks at WBRC Fox 6 News, on your side.
Well, in addition to the flooding, check out these pictures you sent in of hail that fell across portions of central Alabama earlier today. This is from Tristan Hanna in Brookwood and Jennifer Barger in Cottondale, where dime-sized hail fell. Remember, if you would like to show us your weather photos, download the First Alert weather app available on the Apple app and Google Play Store and submit them there. Plus, we'll have more to show you at the end of the show. And with the next cold front coming through, the city of Anniston is opening a warming station. It will be located at the bridge at Anniston First United Methodist Church. It opened tonight at 5 p.m. and will close at 8 a.m. in the morning. It will be open through Wednesday. And in 30 seconds, we get an update on First Alert AccuTrack to see where the rain is and show you who is seeing snow across the U.S. We'll be right back.
And welcome back into First Alert Weather Extra. Just want to show you how much rain that we had impacted the area. This is past 24 hours and showing, look at this, over 3.5 inches according to radar estimates. That's showing over 3 inches. Parts of Shelby and Jefferson County around the Bessemer area. That's why we had some of those trouble spots certainly out there. And just want to show you here those river flood warnings. We mentioned once again, we're seeing the Cahaba River at Bibb County. It's now at 21 feet. Flood stage is 23 feet, forecast to crest at 24.8 feet, and that's going to impact some of those low-lying areas there. We're seeing some trouble spots along the Cahaba River and the Tombigbee River at Bevel, Lock and Dam, and pretty much Pickersville point south. We're going to see river flooding happening there. It's minor flooding from Utah and around Selden, Lock and Dam, all the way down to Lock 5. we're also dealing with river flooding there. You can see that includes parts of Greene, Hale, Marengo counties forecast to crest at 97.2 feet there early Wednesday morning. But all that rain that we had over the past couple of days. But even though we're tracking a lot of rain here across the southeast, the same system I mentioned a few moments ago is actually generating some snowy weather across parts of the southeast region. This was in Arkansas today, so this is that same system that's bringing the snowy weather around the Memphis area and tracking to the east. But we gathered some of those videos there from reports that were sent into our fellow station there in the Jonesboro area, one of our sister stations there in that area. We shared some of those videos and photos, but a lot of cool photography there and video as snow falls in that region. But you can see it's accumulating quite a bit there, Lauren. Looks like that's all going to stay north of us, however.
Yeah, no snow in the forecast for us, but adding on to that, in Arkansas, more than 20 million people across the Northeast are under a winter storm watch as another nor'easter prepares to make landfall. It's expected to dump as much as a foot of snow in some areas by the end of tomorrow. These places include Connecticut all the way to New York. This new round of winter weather stemming from the same storm system that brought stormy weather to our area and other parts of the Southeast. By Tuesday morning, winds on the northern edge of the nor'easter will be blasting the New England coastline with gusts up to 45 miles per hour. Still ahead, we talk about the upcoming weekend's rain chances and take you for a look beyond the 7-day, as well as celebrating Black History Month. We'll be right back.
Oh, that's okay. No, that's I get all lost with this prompter. Yeah. Well, we certainly had lots of thunder out there last night, and when thunder roars, you know to go indoors. There is lightning that is present. We had quite a few lightning flashes, and it was a stormy night, and what a better time right now just to review some of the science behind lightning as we head into the warmer season. Let's check in now with meteorologist Matt Daniel.
Well, if you were like me last night, you probably heard the rumbles of thunder or saw the lightning through the window. It's that time of the year we start entering those warmer months and lightning becomes more of a thing. And so we're talking about that countdown to spring, of course, Valentine's Day just a day or two away. And then, of course, spring arrives in 36 days. And as it gets to be a little bit warmer, people tend to want to be outside. And that's why we want to talk about being safe when it comes to lightning. So when it comes to storms, you got to have warm air. You got to have clouds and storms to develop, and those ice particles and the water droplets, they kind of collide within the cloud. And as they do that, that's when you start getting some those charged bits happening into the clouds, and that creates sometimes your lightning can start to form. So those collisions cause positive and negative charges within the cloud, and then as the storm becomes a little bit more relevant, you see those cloud tops in the very top of that, positive charges. At the bottom of those clouds, you get some negative charges, and then at the ground surface, positive charges. And you got to get those negatives and positives sort of connect and able to create that lightning. So energy from that negative charge meets the leader from the positive charge, and of course you get a flash. And what we always are worried about is those positive charges, especially as they go to the ground. And of course that's when we get those strikes. It can cause you can see trees get caught on fire. People can get struck by that lightning bolt as well. And once again, those positive strikes are really the deadly ones to worry about. So here's 5 ways you can get struck. You can have a direct strike, of course, directly from the storm. When you're out and about, it could be on the water or in an open field. A side flash, which jumps from a tall object to you. Sometimes a ground current can travel as well, and it can impact more people. The conduction travels in the wires, metal surfaces. So if you have electronic devices that are connected, sometimes that electricity can make its way through. And lightning and streamers, lightning approaches the ground. So those are just 5 ways. So we always say when thunder roars, go indoors. You know, if you're hearing thunder, there's lightning somewhere and it's close enough to strike. That's why they cancel or delay sporting events outdoors to keep you safe. And on top of it, when it comes to lightning, lightning is hotter than the surface of the sun, 50,000 degrees Fahrenheit. So that is some hot stuff. So that's just a little bit of lightning safety. I know last week we went Weather Awareness Week and talked about flooding and thunderstorms and tornadoes, but lightning is also something we commonly deal with as we approach those warmer months. So stay safe, and remember, when thunder roars, go indoors.
All right, good stuff there, Matt. And no storms out there at the moment. It's just some leftover showers. That heaviest rain's moved on out of here, and a big drop in temperatures. Cold, windy, drizzly at times for this evening until we get this system out of here and the clouds move out. But by midnight tonight, you can see that system that's going to be tracking to the north. We're seeing a lot of snow around the Memphis area, and there could be some snow that tries to fall there north of the Tennessee River briefly, but that's going to pass on by. Out the door tomorrow morning, we're in the mid-30s, but notice we got sunshine coming back for tomorrow, and the wind northwest at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Highs in the 50s tomorrow with sunshine. We get into Valentine's Day. Temperatures to start out close to freezing in areas to the north and east, but the rest of Wednesday also looks nice and sunny for the holiday. You can see by 1 o'clock up to 60 degrees, and we'll enjoy a nice sunny afternoon, some nice weather Wednesday evening if you have dinner plans there on Wednesday. Our rainy forecast, next chance is going to happen late Friday and into Saturday. Models have been showing for a week now another system that's going to be tracking in that active southern branch of the jet stream that looks like down across the Gulf of Mexico. We'll catch this system is taking more of a southerly track, so we're going to kind of catch a north end of it, and you can see a chance for some rain coming back Friday night and into Saturday. So possibility of some showers. The good thing here is that this has trended further south, so we're not seeing as much rain, and an increasing chance that by Saturday midday, afternoon, we could actually get this out of here and have some improving weather for the rest of the weekend. So at least the weekend certainly won't be a washout based on what we're seeing today. But check in for updates just in case that changes for Saturday and Sunday. But at this point, that's the next big thing that we do see on the 7-day forecast. Not seeing a risk for severe storms, and with the kind of rain that system looks to bring at this point, I'm not concerned about flash flooding. So thankfully these lakes and rivers around here will have a chance to get back to normal stage over the next few days with some dry weather ahead. But I know we do have several rivers right now where we have flood warnings in place. A lot of rain last night, over 4 inches of rain. We got that system this weekend, but as we go to meteorologist Lauren Linehan, Lauren, it looks like we might finally at least be breaking out of the weekend pattern, hopefully.
Yeah, Wes, that's right. And if you don't mind pulling up that first alert weather calendar for us, we have been looking at the possibility of, as we go into this weekend, another round of showers. But here's the deal. We're not anticipating this rain chance to be as impressive as this last one was. So we could definitely see some showers on Friday and some lingering into Saturday morning. But I think once we get past Saturday morning, the rest of the weekend should be fairly dry. Granted, first alert for it being colder, but then if you have next Monday off for President's Day, it looks like the weather's going to be pretty benign and quiet. We'll enjoy that while we can. And then as we look ahead to later next week, possibly by next Thursday, Friday, this is looking at February 22nd through February 23rd, we could possibly see another system coming in that could bring some rain chances. It doesn't look overwhelming at this time, but what I will say is as we look beyond the 7-day, generally the weather pattern looks like it could be turning relatively quieter once we get past Friday, Saturday. So nothing too impressive, and we're not seeing really anything in terms of outstanding views of any type of cold air outbreaks or getting ridiculously warm. Honestly, it looks fairly seasonable here, at least in the interim 6 to 10 days from now. So we'll be keeping a close eye on that here on Weather Extra, of course, but I can always breathe a sigh of relief when we see things are quieter. But you know, we haven't just been talking about weather here this February. As we celebrate Black History Month, a new documentary takes a look at the first Black scientists to become astronauts, pilots, and engineers. David Daniel has the story.
Growing up, I loved the space program, but nobody doing that stuff looked like me.
The space race explores the history and progress of Black astronauts, including former astronaut and NASA educator Leland Melvin.
It was just natural to be part of this, and then to be able to interact with, you know, Ed Dwight, one of my heroes.
I was told by friends and enemies alike, you're 20 years too soon, buddy.
Ed Dwight was the first Black U.S. astronaut candidate amid the civil rights struggles of 1963.
I would have made it to the moon. They were not going to let that happen.
Dwight says he's grateful for the chance to set the record straight.
All these past stories that have been put in the press to justify my not going into space.
To see a Black man in space, it would have changed things.
The directors say each astronaut they interviewed told them they also had to talk with someone else.
I'm here because others paved the way for me. You need to, learn their stories to understand mine. And then their goal is always to make sure that once they've opened those doors, that other people are going to come behind them.
We wanted to sit with them and hear their unfiltered, emotional journeys.
Like Victor Glover, who spent more than 6 months on the International Space Station as protests over the death of George Floyd continued on Earth, prompting a call with other current and former Black astronauts.
I was blown away to see all of these names pop up on the screen. Mae Jemison, Charlie Bolden, Guy Bluford.
They were all saying, what can we do for you? How can we help you?
Black history is American history. We forget it at our peril.
In Hollywood, I'm David Daniel.
Glover has actually been selected as the pilot of the Artemis II mission, which we've been covering here on Weather Extra. This would make him the first Black astronaut to orbit the moon. And the documentary debuts tonight on National Geographic. We'll take a final look at Weather Extra after the break.
Well, at least the heavier rain moving on out, but
Yes.
still a few leftover showers this evening.
Just a few, and then tomorrow, waking up a bit chilly, Wes.
Yeah, some colder weather. February's back. We'll talk more about the rest of the week, the Valentine's Day forecast. Lots of updates tonight, first at 9.